All right.
Okay. Hey Boaz, how you doing today?
Doing all right. Uh,
All right.
Good to see you, Andrew.
Thank you. Um, so this is the second of our Brothers Nash discussions here,
Mm-hmm.
and we wanted to talk about um, community work in and community and work in local areas as well as remote areas or other kind of descriptions. Possibly Boaz is considering taking a job in France, and so what that would mean. And then hybrid settings, what are the pluses and minuses of both? So we were thinking of just having a discussion on that because it's kind of relevant to what we're going through and probably other people too.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely something we've talked about a bit and kind of continuing. It's sort of a very current issue around how to live these days. Kind of how do
Yeah,
we work with these digital systems and how do we live on Earth right now? How do we take care of the Earth, but also live good lives? And um, with the nature of work changing at times, and a lot of people work remotely, so they live where they are, but then they're connected. They're spending half their day on a in some digital platform, typing away, talking to people, and kind of communicating with maybe a distributed team, maybe some software elements that they're writing software or they're providing support for software, but it can be kind of disconnected. And if a lot of people are doing that, it's just how do you stay connected to the place you live in? And is it, I don't know, is it a good direction? Is it a ethical thing to be kind of putting your time into this weird distributed system we're coming up with?
yeah, right, exactly. I remember you when you worked for Radiosoft about a few years ago. Showing me kind of the way that you could conduct this business meeting on your computer through Zoom. And I
Right.
think you had two screens and you're manipulating charts and programs and things and also having a conversation. And you seemed like you were actually pretty productive at that time. That was impressive.
Yeah, a lot of stuff happens with that, and we use Slack to kind of organize the company, and that's nice, a little better than email because you have kind of threaded message chains. There's different channels and such. I mean, probably a lot of people are familiar with it, but it definitely facilitated kind of the asynchronous side where you can write messages and keep track of different conversations. So Slack was definitely helpful for uh, keeping a group together.
Yeah, I saw that. I have a small tree service landscaping business and a native plant business as well. And we started keeping track of our plants and kind of distributing the work and using Google Docs and Google Sheets and sharing the documents and such. And so we're doing that. We for the most part we live in the same area, but working a little bit distributed like that has been helpful to us as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Mm-hmm.
And I see it more and more. And, of course, there's many tech people who are just way more involved and tech savvy at this than I am. But I'm trying to, be relevant and use these systems a little bit as well.
And what about with your native plant work? Do you take part in working together with people doing native plant work or similar types of things in other places? That would be a kind of area where you might be able to network and learn from each other using
That would
digital
be a
tools.
great thing. I've gone to, well, the last 2 years I went to the Iowa Prairie, was it IPA, Prairie Association uh, lecture series workshop. And that was very interesting, and I got to see what people around the state are doing. So I was networking a little bit that way. Um, and not, but so far I haven't gotten that much like socializing or interacting with people from other areas online too much. I have a bit of a resistance to it, but I'm
Losing you for a moment here, Andrew.
homeowners who want to put a small garden in their front yard.
We
And
lost your audio there for
okay,
about 10 seconds, so maybe you
okay,
could just repeat the last thing you said.
okay. Well, I'm kind of slow at interacting with people online and networking online. Um, but I've gone to a couple conferences in the last 2 years and just finding out what other people are doing with native plant restoration in and around the state of Iowa.
Hmm.
And I learned that, some places around the Des Moines area are more active. There's like contractors um, that do great work. There's some native nurseries, like this one called Allen Dan that grows out native seed, giving us ideas. We buy our plants, a lot of them from this nursery in Missouri. So we're being a little bit regional that way. And I heard about Dubuque is a town, I think, in north eastern Iowa, and they help their residents to plant native gardens. They offer a lot of support, the city does, and they will basically help you plant like a 10 by 20 garden, something like that, something modest, but and that was pretty impressive. So it
Hmm.
inspires me to do better, and that people are going to support it, that the town will support it.
Yeah, I think, and if you become a part of a larger movement, then that always
Mhm.
feels good. People feel like, okay, we're doing our thing, but other
Right.
people are also, and we're learning from each other, and then the bigger world can change as a result of this.
Yeah, absolutely. We actually have a few customers from outside our local town area
Hmm.
that because there isn't much native plant nursery or sales of native plants in Fairfield other than what I do, and then some stuff from the Department of Natural Resources, which is they have a bare root program that you can get stuff for,
Hmm.
but not like plants with uh that you can just pop in the ground and be solid plants.
Hmm.
But yeah, totally. It's great to know what other places are doing. We're part of a movement. We're totally part of a movement. The rewilding movement, and actually, Boaz, you and I kind of came up with that phrase. I'm sure it's been come up with other people, but rewild the Midwest
Right.
and the rewilding movement. We're just one drop in a pond or an ocean of
It
interest in
was
this area.
Doug Tallamy, I guess, that inspired your particular
Yes, it was
your
Doug
work.
Tallamy. He
Hmm.
he focused it. He had a way of um, giving me sort of an ability to do something with my gnawing worry and upsetness about the way our nature and our land is being treated.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like that. The what is it? Homegrown National Forest.
Yep,
This is
Homegrown National
or
Park.
national park. Yeah.
Yep.
Um, I've also been really inspired by this a YouTube channel called Project Camp,
Oh, cool.
which is a group of people in from the Netherlands in Portugal,
Oh,
and
cool.
they
Yeah.
bought a bought some land there, and they just have a really good social media presence. They video everything, and then
Nice.
they bought some land, and they're kind of trying to use regenerative agriculture approaches and um, just kind of learning as they go along. But they're also bringing in experts that have expertise and experience in building and in plants and in a lot of different areas. And so, because they did such a good job with these YouTube videos, they've kind of built a community around it, and people are coming and visiting from all over the place. And they've also built some software called, I think it's One Army community platform.
Oh yeah, you showed that to me when I visited. That looked pretty interesting.
Yeah, and they're kind of creating a map where so other groups could create these communities or work on the land, and um, there's people are funding their projects, they're building things and finding ways to be efficient and not have a lot of waste, and um, so that's just optimistic. I feel optimistic about that, and it's a kind of way of using technology to link different communities together where you can be really grounded in the place you're living, but then also use the technology to connect to other communities. And I've been so I like what's going on here at Nyland, and I'd like to link that to other places, but yeah, at the moment I'm struggling. I've got to get a job, and I'm looking for jobs around here. And I currently am, there's a possible job in France. And if I end up pursuing that and getting that job, then I'd be moving to just south of Paris somewhere and working at a synchrotron light source, which I
Right.
do have a lot of experience and I have a lot to offer. I think I've studied that and I can do the physics of that, but I imagine whatever I do, I'm going to keep up this interest in kind of networking groups together and community development. And so if I go there, I would probably do this community development thing again. I would
Mhm.
maybe find a collective housing, intentional community, or I guess I would just join a lot of things that I'm interested in. And I do tend to kind of bring people together. And I've been finding that in Boulder. I was just yesterday went to the final evening of something called Cohere, which was a 10-day event of kind of people in Boulder from different kinds of communities, art and Native Americans and the water issues and um, kind of a number of different topics and kind of trying to bring together different communities into dialogue with each other and creating common activities. I think the ecstatic dance community was partly where that came out, but
Oh yeah.
um, there was a sense of okay, this is a little bit of a center to this city, and it's a
Yeah.
some ways very wealthy people in Boulder, but creating a more welcoming environment where a lot of people can enter and participate and having common spaces available where kind of
Common space,
communities.
yeah. That's good.
Yeah, that's what Nyland has. We have this community center, and then there is the stand, and then I forget the name of the other. There's a building right next to it. There were some kind of places where people could meet, and so that's a important aspect to kind of have these events to bring people together to talk about stuff and kind of say what are the issues in our community here. So that's kind of that's what's making me a little frustrated of thinking of leaving. I kind of have a lot going on here and I know a
Yeah.
lot of people and I could offer a lot here. And if I just now plunk myself down south of Paris, the work thing happens, but I've lost a lot of the work I've done. I mean, I we went together to Grenoble, and you see, I still have a bit of community there, and
Yeah.
so I imagine I wouldn't totally lose my community here, but
Yeah, you'd have to kind of work to keep it
Yeah.
in a way, which is difficult.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
So, hmm,
yeah, meaning you spend even more time on the computer,
yeah. More time on the
which,
computer, right?
yeah, I only want to spend so much time on the computer, and some people don't mind being on the computer a lot, and
I can do a
it's
certain amount, but I need that. Yeah, I mean, I like, I mean, that's what I really like about an island is I can just kind of go on a walk and I pretty much always will run into somebody and have a
yeah,
conversation. So I can get myself out. I can get a little bit isolated and connected to the computer where I'm talking to people in other places, but not not my
yeah,
neighbors very much. So,
right. Well, and just in the 2.5 days I was visiting you, we had a lot of socializing that happened, and we went to a couple events, and it felt like a pretty rich experience. But you have, a fairly high like level of economics that you have to maintain to
right,
live there,
right.
and so you need to earn a good amount of money, and yeah, so that's not been easy for you there, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's been nice to have a break, but I can't keep it up indefinitely not having a job. So I'm kind of pushing now, but I mean, also you can see that if you get a really intense job, a lot of people here at Nyland have remote jobs or something that are
Mhm.
quite time intensive, and so
Yeah,
then how involved can you really be in your
yeah,
community if
exactly.
you're busy all the time and all your mental
Exactly.
energy has to go for this job?
Right.
So,
Right. Yeah. Right. I mean, we don't want to just live for the weekends or
right.
the evening or what have you.
Right, right. So it's kind of like there is a change happening, but we haven't quite gotten there, and we still have often this need to put a good amount of our time. I mean, the nice thing about France is they do, the culture supports a more broad lifestyle. Like there's money for arts and culture, and you get a lot of time. You get 6 weeks off a year, and there's a fair amount of kind of support to live a more full life. Whereas America has been really focused around this kind of 9 to 5, identify with your job attitude. And
Yeah, that's true. What do you do?
what do you
What do
do?
you do for a living?
Yeah, that's the first question. Whereas
Right,
in
right.
France,
Like,
it's a little bit rude. You're not a, when you meet someone, you
mhm.
shouldn't first ask them what their job is. That's considered
Yeah,
rude. So
later, I see.
that I do like that aspect of it. But anyway, so yeah, these are big questions and interesting to see how people are developing. I the current politics is very concerning and not it's hopefully some of this good change is also kind of surfacing right now, and we'll figure out how
Yeah.
to live on the planet in a more peaceful,
Yeah, and I think
conciliatory way.
community and changing kind of ideas about what family
Hmm.
is part of it. Being open to kind of different relating modes, and but also keeping boundaries and being discerning about um, what's acceptable and what's not.
Right. Yeah, I've learned a lot about that at Nyland with the kind of community um, rules and committees and kind of structures for governance, and certainly has a
Mhm.
lot of problems. And some people feel Nyland is kind of breaking down versus how it originally was. But at the same
Yeah.
time, there's still a lot of richness here and a lot of wisdom in
Mhm.
how to live together in a
And
reasonable
I,
way.
as an outsider, got to witness that community meeting on that Saturday, a couple Saturdays ago, and I
Hmm.
felt there was a lot of like dedication to making this work. People are showing up and had had knowledge about the different circumstances and could speak intelligently about it and were kind to each other and so I was impressed.
Yeah,
But
it's
it takes a lot of time
it
to
does.
do
Yeah.
that. You got to do your homework and you got to show up for meetings and you got to bite your tongue sometimes and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
not always easy.
Seems like you're getting involved in some different community aspects of Fairfield as
A
well.
little bit. I've been on a the waste management committee
Hmm.
and I've I've gone to maybe two-thirds of the meetings, but I don't always have time to do my homework or do some of the other activities that they would like. And so I don't know. I don't feel like I've done a great job at it, but um, just living in this town and participating with my business and going to the market and just being a good friend and community person in a way, I feel like I'm participating in my community.
Sure.
Um, but it's hard. I mean, we have so many things that pull at us and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're a little past 15 minutes now, maybe getting
Okay.
close to 20. We're going to try to
We
have
could
this video to be around 15, 20 minutes or so.
okay. Well, we could go a few more minutes and
Hmm.
think about wrapping it up. I think we're both kind of inexperienced in this and
Right.
but we have some passion in these areas
Right.
and hopefully, our discussions will be inspiring to other people and will help us to live our lives in better ways too.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed YouTube videos where you find someone that has a lot to offer and you learn from them, and then you watch them in conversation with someone else and you kind of get to know
Mhm.
them, and then they meet with other people. And a lot of
Yeah,
physics I've learned, and it's been a lot of fun because previously I would read articles and textbooks and such, and I would never know the people involved. And it's been kind of fun to, in addition to hearing their ideas, I get to know
yeah.
the people a little bit who are developing the ideas.
Yeah, I like that too. I mean, maybe I'm lazy, but I seem to enjoy YouTube videos is the main way I get information. And, seeing people talk, you can get more like of how it feels. Is there like, does it resonate truth? I don't know. And I mean, I
Yeah,
think that
I kind of I really got started with John Vervaeke and
yeah,
his, he's got this whole 50-part series, Awakening from the Meaning Crisis, and
my
I really
God,
like that. But then he's really great with being in conversation, and there's 20, 30, 40, he has this Voices with Vervaeke channel that he
nice.
was doing. And I mean, I got to know a lot of other people who were, I know Vervaeke, and so now I hear someone else and I get to trust them a little bit, and you kind of build
Exactly.
up this network of people that
Yeah,
way.
who are trusted people. It's hard to know what's trustworthy out there. And I know, Buzz, you've called me on that a few times. Like, what are your sources? Who are these people?
Right.
And I happened a couple days ago to watch Michio Kaku talking about this comet that I've been so intrigued by. And he was saying that from photography from Mars, it's exhibiting all these characteristics of artificiality. It has
Mm.
these regular patterns on it. It's off-gassing all this stuff. The almost it has a tailpipe. All these things that make it look like a giant spaceship. And I showed it to a friend, and I was like, "Oh my God, what's going on here?" And then I realized his voice is not going with his lips and he's talking too fast and it's been a manipulated video, so I don't know if I can trust it.
Well, you
Yeah.
should find out if it's on his channel or not, and
Yeah.
whether, I mean, you could do various checks to see if it's really him.
Yeah. But anyway, we're in the age of AI fakes of people's voices and their their imagery, and they can that can be faked now, so it's hard to know what to trust.
Well,
And just yesterday, now I just don't know if that was him at all. I don't even know. Anyway, this
well,
that's
you
a silly
can.
topic,
I
but
mean, if you need a network and you find out if is it his official channel, and
yeah,
you see are there. I mean, you can use that would yeah you could find out if it's an official
yeah,
presentation
yeah.
such,
Okay.
but yeah.
Anyway, do you want to say any what do you think we should talk about, what are future topics?
Well, I
Where
mean
should we go from here?
this same topic of how to network communities together, I feel like is really rich, and it'd be nice maybe finding other people who are talking about this and doing it and kind of
Yeah.
getting into some of the details of that. I think there's someone named Jordan Hall who has this concept of the civium, and he's somebody who's talked with Vervaeke, and
Okay.
that's the kind of concept of a replacement of that cities maybe aren't quite as necessary if you can
Yeah.
have kind of um, healthy local communities, but
Yeah.
then network together, then you
Right.
can then you get the some of the benefits of what a city is, which is the large numbers of people and kind of the coming together
Mhm.
of so many different ideas. And maybe the internet can do that to some extent, but then you
Yeah.
still need the local community, and you need the grounding in place, and kind of how do we get some certainty about that. And I mean, if I this synchrotron world is like a small example of that, where
Yeah.
each synchrotron is its own kind of local community, and then you make sure your synchrotron is doing well, but then you also have conferences and discussions with others to learn
Yeah.
from them. But you know who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
There's a reality to the place. There's a kind of concreteness to it versus a lot of the social media that where there's anonymous people, and you don't know who you're talking to. Kind of the example you just gave, you weren't sure if you're really hearing Michio Kaku or not. I mean, you
Right.
want to be in trusted situations where you know who
Exactly.
you're talking to, you know where they are, you know what kind of life they're living, and then it's a real valuable, rich connection you can have with these digital tools. But you need that side to it, that the trust of who you're talking to and a bit of understanding of what is their bigger life like, what are they embedded in, what kind of people are they talking to in person, what are they
Mhm.
dealing with. If it's only this digital communications without that kind of grounding in the world, that's
Yeah.
not so good, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Well said. Yeah. Yeah. You got to know. Yeah. Are they living some of the things that they're talking about? Yeah.
right. So
And
that's interesting to me, and kind of, and then yeah, how to take care of the place you live, and um, yeah, how can we live on this earth in a lighter way, in a more in tune with nature, but um, kind of use the tools. I mean, I'm still very concerned about climate change. There's all the stuff with the species loss. There's reforesting and rewilding issues, and then how technology can be positively used. I'm kind of
Mhm.
wanting to get excited about technology again,
Yeah.
but
Cool.
I kind of got very negative about it for a while, which has been a bit of a problem for me because it's my
Yeah.
area in
Right.
some ways. But I need to be excited about it. And
Yeah.
how can we be kind of careful or cautious and use technology in positive ways? That's it. Yeah.
Right. Well, I'll just give one example for
Hmm.
myself
Hmm.
where I'm interested in propagating native plants,
Hmm.
but we also have kind of harsh winters. And last winter, we lost maybe 40% of our potted plants. And so, how do you insulate them? Um, we tried, we put some mulch around them, we put bales of straw, but this year we're building a greenhouse and we might be able to protect some of them. We can start plants and care for them better and have extend the season, all sorts of benefits, but it uses a lot of plastic. And that's one of my pet peeves is all this disposable plastic. And so I've been kind of stalling because I didn't really want to buy a bunch of plastic recently. But actually, just before I w met with you on Zoom, I decided to buy these more durable two-ply I think they're polyvinyl, um, polycarbonate, I think that's what they are, panels. And so I had used them before on another structure, and it seems like they're really holding up well. So
Hmm.
I'm deciding, okay, we're going to use plastic, but I'm going to go with more durable plastic. It's going to cost more money, but it's going to last. It should last 10 years or more. So
Hmm.
I don't know.
I
I'm
know
I'm
you've had
trying.
the idea
Yeah.
of how to recycle plastic, or could there be a
Mhm.
system to condense it and reuse it in some way or something like that?
There totally could. There totally could. Yeah. I think there might even be some examples of that right now. But yeah, it would be great to gather all the uh, disposable plastic that comes through our households and our businesses and then collect it and make it into blocks that can be used for construction or pavers or something like that in a way that doesn't make particulate plastic or microplastic,
Mhm.
since we're using it anyway. Since I don't know.
Well, one thing I really like about the synchrotrons that motivates me is that
Yeah.
a wide range of science happens at them. The X-rays are used to for making better batteries, for new materials research. So some of these kind of positive things that could help with the environment can come out of some of the research that is done at
Well,
these
that's good to
places
hear.
as
Yeah,
well.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Well, we have kind of different job, types, but we have a very both have an interest in community and making the world a better place. And
Hmm.
of course, we're brothers, so it's nice to have these discussions with you.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead and I guess we could wrap it up so it's not too long and
All
pointless.
right. So, if in case we actually have any listeners or watchers out there, we
Yeah,
appreciate you. And if you want to leave us a comment at the bottom, and maybe we'll
yeah,
try to get a little more professional at some point and
yeah, over
put
time.
some references to books or articles or other things. And
Sounds like a lot of work, but
well,
sure.
yeah, we've been talking about it and maybe we'll get better at it. But anyway,
Yeah.
if someone's out there watching us and want us to do more of these, then leave us a comment and
Give us what is it, a thumbs up, a like,
give a thumbs up
a
and leave a
subscribe,
comment if this
all
interests
that all that
maybe some
jazz.
suggestions for other people we could talk to and we could get other people in here and talk about these things. So.
And then we'll take over the world.
Well, we'll help make the world a better
Okay.
place. All
All
right,
right.
I'm going to
All right.
stop recording.
Signing
So
out.
thanks.